Well, I moved the layout into the living room. Why? Well, it's just because it's easier to keep an eye on this little guy. Hey, Benji. And that's why. Anyway, the whole table got moved in and I put it on risers, so it's a little taller. It's now actually at the same height as a countertop, so somebody's little hands can't reach it, which is really nice. I did shorten it a bit because, well, little hands, just in case. And then I started just simplifying it. So all these number 4 turnouts, they're just going to be done manually. I have 2 number 6s over here, so you have to wire those. There's ways online to cut those off and use those manually, but I figured I don't feel like ripping into these Kato turnouts. So I'm just running all the cables over a piece of cardboard that I've made a rudimentary tunnel out of. And then eventually I'm going to cover it with something to cover up all the wires. But for now, whatever. In the meantime, I've got my Kato engine house over here with a little light LED strip inside for yellow, so I can hang out and get locomotives work done in there. I've also got the Kato station also on the layouts, which is great. I'm rocking my AC 4400, my GE. And if that wasn't enough, I've done some trickery with my controls, transformers, whatever. I had an extra transformer here, Spectrum Bachmann, and I had enough rolling stock and little things from Tomax to make, on top of this bookshelf, a little HOn30 layout, which I have over here. So, N-scale stuff, but for HO, why? Because narrow gauge, why not? So what I have up there, controlled by this guy, I'll start this coming out, is I have a bunch of these Tomex and Kato gondolas that are all 2 axles, which is kind of cool. And they're kind of rinky-dinky for an N-scale layout, but for HOn30, they actually make for a not too shabby lumber train. Little narrow gauge one, that is. So I got a 009 Kato chassis, got a 3D printed locomotive on the top for it. Painted it green because that's a little industrial locomotive that I like to play with, and a local historic railroad I do some work for. These guys are gondolas, and there is cork that I've cut up. Let's see if I have any more of that. I can show you this cork. Actually, let me first start by turning this guy off, because it's a little noisy. Under here, what I do is I grabbed one of these little power center things from the 90s that you can get for 20 bucks on eBay, and I've got a little rudimentary little switch that I can turn stuff off on. So I have my Kato transformer, and that's great, and that works. All of a sudden, hey, look, it's off. But I like the process of just doing off here, just having that little procedure. It's kind of fun, very train-like. Anyway, what I was getting at, oh right, all this stuff underneath here. This is cork tape roll, and this is 3/4 inch wide. It's adhesive on one side, so I get this and I cut little strands of it up, and all of a sudden I'm hauling, I don't know, plywood? Sure, why not? It's something. In the meantime, I've still got these cool lumber cars. Let me have it come around again. I'll show you. Let's see. Speed this guy up. They're pretty cool. I got K&S. I used a label maker for Karras and Son, which is my last name and my boy's last name. So now we've got a little fun narrow gauge layout on top of a bookshelf. I don't care. I think it's kind of cool. My O gauge Lionel is mostly paperweight style, but it just kind of lives up here. And so in the meantime, I'm just using these 6-inch curves from the Kato CV1 kit to make all this work. But hey, why not? I had a spare transformer, might as well put it to use. Anyway, so that's what's going on with this layout. And I've got some other stuff I haven't really dug into yet. I got a couple new locomotives So I got a little GP40 that I love, the Orphan GP40, which has a fun little story. I have a Dash 8, otherwise known as a Trash 8, but I don't care because it's awesome. Both of these are Atlas with scale speed, so not only do they the good runners, they're nice and quiet, and they do creep really, really well. Inside there, I've got another F7, Southern Pacific A and B. That's what's sticking out the back of that. And that's the current update, but I'll do a better video as soon as I figure out what my boy is tearing up and destroying in the other room. Anyway, bye. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that stuff. Anyway, bye for now.